the first thing we're going to do is knock out our Qbounti question of the day. How would things have been different if Keith Ellison would have won the DNC chair position? Woo! It's a pretty damn good question. Pretty damn good question. And the reason why it's a good question is because now, of course, there are other extenuating circumstances, like obviously Obama was easier to buy off and things like that. But Howard Dean actually stepped in during the 2008 primary. It's more known now, but it wasn't something that a lot of people talked about until maybe late 2016, when they were trying to understand what went wrong. Why would the party decide out of nowhere, you know what, we're just going to do everything in our power to alienate voters whenever they showed, they may not like one candidate over the other, or they may even favor one candidate over the other, like the party itself, the DNC's apparatus. But at the end of the day, they have always been about survival. Like, that really can't be argued. They've always been about survival. And so when they did the opposite of what they've been known to do, it raised some questions. Howard Dean's name came up often when these questions were raised, because when Obama finally started to take over Hillary, whenever he started surpassing her, and it wasn't just, once again, when it came to the polling or even winning a couple of primary states, the stadiums were filling. The galvanization factor was in play. And yet, Hillary Clinton, for as much as she probably could have fundraised, you can't replace fundraising plus a guaranteed victory, plus taking back the House, plus taking back the Senate, because of how excited one candidate may or may not have their base. And so when presented that opportunity in 2016, Debbie Wasserman Schultz did not take advantage of what opportunity the DNC had in front of them. This is something I talk about regarding the DNC fraud lawsuit. Did they put themselves and their donors in the correct position to be successful, to do what their job is to do, which is to win elected office under the name or the brand of the Democratic Party against whoever that other party is at the time, usually the Republican Party. So now we enter Keith Ellison. Ellison is not beyond critique by any means. However, he does have a pretty damn good legislative record, and for all of his faults, he did endorse Bernie Sanders in 2016. Whether it's a career move or not, career moves can still work to the benefit of the progressive movement. When Keith Ellison did that, he demonstrated, look, I may not agree with everything Bernie's saying. I may not agree with the progressive movement in general. I may even like neoliberalism a little bit more, but I see where this is headed. I don't want to be left. I don't want to be left on the curb somewhere. And so I'm letting you all know right now that whenever I get my opportunity, I'm going to do what is best for the Bernie Sanders wing, if that's the way to advance my career. And make no mistake about it, that was a good way to, before all his stuff came out, that was a good way to build up some progressive cred. And he did build up some progressive cred. Some of it, like I said, some of it people say isn't earned, but he still did. Because of his willingness to say, look, party, clearly this is the direction you're going to be headed in. Regardless of whether or not you want to accept it, this party is heading left. Once you can kind of accept that as a DNC chairperson, you can then make decisions that benefit the party over the individual candidates. This year, I think it can't really be argued that Bernie is the fundraiser for the Democratic Party, if they're smart, if they knew what the fuck they were doing. However, they have not been smart, have they? They have not demonstrated that they have any fucking idea what they are doing. They just have not. And because of that fact, because of that fact, um, because of that fact, it got to fall on Tom Perez's shoulders. You have to be the one to stand up when everybody else is acting stupid. And that's not what we've been seeing from Tom Perez. And so because that isn't what we've been seeing from Tom Perez, it does beg the question, if Keith Ellison was in, would it be different? And my answer is absolutely. Keith Ellison would be a stellar DNC chairperson because he perfectly plays the middle. He perfectly plays the middle. As far as optically, he knows how to say the right amount of things to be taken seriously as a progressive, but he doesn't necessarily always overstep. A lot of people have said, though, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of people within the Democratic Party apparatus, or at least people who know others within the Democratic Party, have said, hey man, they think that Keith Ellison kind of went under fire, like his stuff came out, quote unquote, because of him standing up for Bernie and really against the DNC. So
hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like that segment of Mikasa Sukasa. Also, you can help us upgrade the studio and take this show on the road to cover the on-the-ground politics that you love by clicking on that GoFundMe link in the description and donating literally anything. Anything helps. Also, you can follow us on Rockfin, on Twitter, and on Facebook as well. And hey, more than anything else, people, always remember, find your balance. Peace.